Right now at 5, Fairland, Oklahoma cleans up damage from Wednesday night storms.
And we have a great day today, but more rain in the forecast.
Plus, volunteer chaplains for the Joplin Police Department receive a potentially life-saving donation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
And it's November 1st.
I'm so excited.
First day of November. I know you're very excited.
We're talking about the cooler weather and Christmas for probably months now.
Well, speaking of cooler weather, it is a bit chilly out there right now.
We do have some cooler weather today. Temperatures are slightly warmer than yesterday, but pretty fantastic. We can go ahead and take a look outside. Temperatures right now starting off in the lower 40s. 44 in Joplin, 45 in Pittsburgh. Now these are going to drop a couple more degrees before we start to warm up for the day. So we do have a pretty nice day ahead of us. 40 degrees out in Stockton, Nevada 42. So you can see even Yates Center 39 degrees. So we're definitely much cooler today than we have been for the last couple of days. Plus some patchy fog if you're getting started about 7:45, maybe in some areas, Oswego, Welsh, Veneta, Newada, Miami, about 5-mile visibility. So not so bad, but just be mindful of that in some of these back roads, but it clears out pretty quickly. We don't have any rain on the forecast. We do have some clouds pushing in a little bit later on this afternoon, but really it's going to be a great day. Temperatures are going to warm up to the upper 60s, low 70s. We're going to be sunny all day. By about noon, we're just at 60 degrees. We're really only getting up to, as a high, 69, 70, 71 across the area. So we're really not seeing really warm temperatures today. It is going to just be perfect. Still slightly above average, but not so bad. Now we do have more rain chances in the forecast, as you can see, all the way through Saturday and even spiking Saturday night into Sunday, but I'll have more details coming up.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. We'll see you soon. Well, some forestaters are assessing damage and cleaning up in the wake of Wednesday night storms. A storm barreled through the streets of Fairview, Oklahoma Wednesday night. As dawn broke, many families emerged to find their roofs destroyed and their belongings scattered throughout their properties. Many families say they are thankful to be alive.
My husband, he got up and, of course, you know, in Oklahoma fashion, goes outside to check on things. And he could hear it coming and ran back in and said, "Come on, take cover." And we all piled in the bedroom and he pulled our mattress on top of us. And as soon as we heard it, it was gone. Very grateful, very thankful. The Lord had his hand.
I was in the restroom and my husband hollered at me to hurry and get covered. And so I went in the closet. And when I went in the closet, it was where our attic was, fell on top of me. and then I hurried up and got out of the closet and just stood there. And I just prayed.
Some families we spoke with shared that this experience has rekindled painful memories from the Joplin tornado. Areas of Miami were left in the dark as a result of the Wednesday night storm. Now, Northeast Electric worked to restore power and internet after lines went down. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
All in a line. It was a domino effect. When one went, then they all started going.
Along Highway 137 in Miami, 17 poles snapped and were laying on the ground after the storms Wednesday night.
When we got here, all the poles were laying on the ground, the wires laying everywhere, and so we had to shut the road. This Highway 137, we had to shut it completely down.
The broken poles and wires cut power and internet connection in the neighborhoods near 110 Road and 130 Road. When Northeast Electric Cooperative got the call for a power outage, they quickly had boots on the ground to restore power. And crews worked to restore internet Thursday morning.
They got out here and got all the poles set back up, or new poles put in the ground, got all the wire back up and got the electric back on.
Superintendent Les Kirkwood says the broken poles not only affect electricity, but are a safety concern.
It could be a hazard. I mean, you don't want nobody You know, just the public coming up and touching the wires in case they're still hot.
Kirkwood says one of his many concerns during a power outage is people who rely on electricity for their medical needs. He says this is why they make it a priority to get the electricity back as fast as possible.
To get out there and get the electric back up, to provide service. I mean, we've got a lot of people out there that's on oxygen and everything else, so it's very important.
Reporting in Miami, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Northeast Oklahoma Electric Cooperative began to get calls of power outages around 10 Wednesday night. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. The Joplin Police Department got a life-saving donation yesterday. 7 chaplains who provide their services for the JDP will receive bulletproof vests. The vests were identified as a need for the volunteer team who put out the call for donations. An anonymous private charitable gift made the vest possible.
I've wanted it for several years, that's true. In the environment we find ourselves living in today, I think demands that we protect ourselves better. And again, it's not always difficult calls, but some can be. And so this is just a level up protection for us.
The chaplains who share on-call 24/7 duties for the department provide services such as counseling, death notifications, disaster response, and more. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. High school football playoffs got started last night in Kansas. We'll have those details. Plus, fireworks light up Indian skies to mark the annual Hindu Festival of Lights. And we have a nice and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Lindsay Gaffney in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. State football brings a 5-game winning streak into senior day this weekend against Central Missouri, who shared the 2023 MIAA championship with the Gorillas.
It all starts with the quarterback. I mean, Zach's a phenomenal player, obviously. I mean, defending Harlan Hill winner. They lead the country in pass yards per game right now. They lead the country in passing touchdowns. So he is a special player, and he can extend football plays. He presents probably a whole new element than anything we've ever seen up to this point this year.
Yeah, they do a lot of 0-0-0-1 personnel, go a lot of empty, way more than we've seen this year. So we got to do a good job keeping their quarterback in the pocket and just making our one-on-one plays. They like to get their skill receivers in space and make plays, so we just got to finish our tackles and win our one-on-ones.
Kansas high school football playoffs got started yesterday evening, and quite a few of our local teams were in action, hoping to keep their seasons alive. Riverton football begins its playoff run at home on Halloween night. Rams play host to Eureka. First Riverton drive of the game from a couple of yards. Aiden Witherspoon carries it to the end zone, 6-0 Rams. Eureka Springs' next drive, Peyton Hare rolls out to the right, floats a pass to the corner of the end zone. That's caught by TJ Mills, and we're tied at 6. Now Riverton knows exactly how to respond on the speed option. Cale Forbes pitches it to Witherspoon. He's got the corner, and he's got his second touchdown of the game. Rams back on top 13-6. Later in the second quarter, down near the goal line again, Witherspoon takes the handoff and gets into the end zone to make it 19-6, and he's not finished. Still in the second quarter, 3rd down and long. Forbes delivers a screen pass to Witherspoon, and he makes a couple of guys miss. What a night for the sophomore running back, Aiden Witherspoon. He scores 4 touchdowns in the first half, but would leave the game with an injury early in the 3rd quarter. Rams are able to keep the offense moving. Tyler Ritz takes a handoff on the end around, and he scores a touchdown. Riverton holds off a second half surge from Eureka and wins 40-36. The Rams advance to regionals next week. Well, it's Halloween night in Oswego, and the Indians are hosting a playoff game against the defending state champion Leiden Tigers. Now in the opening drive, Leiden strikes first as James Marcotte powers his way into the end zone. The Tigers take an early 6-0 lead. On the ensuring kickoff, Hunter Kelly is back deep to receive this one. He lets it bounce in front of him, and then he picks it up and hands it off to Dimitri Williamson. And he has an open lane down the sideline. No one will be there to catch him, and he's gone for a touchdown. Oswego ties the game at 6 points apiece. Now we head to the second quarter. Oswego is down 18-14. Owen Jackson takes the football and doesn't like what he sees in front of him, so he reverses the other way and finds enough space in the open field and scores a touchdown to give Oswego a 20-18 lead. Later in the second quarter, Leiden leads 24-22. Oswego goes back to work on offensive. Hunter Kelly takes the handoff and gets it by one defender, and he's off to the races. It's another touchdown for Oswego. It was a wild game all night, but Oswego goes on to win the game 60-50. Now elsewhere in Kansas, over to Class 2A, a couple of our local schools have their season come to a close on the road. Fredonia falls 55-13 to Nemaha Central, who won the state title a year ago, and Galena gets shut out by Silver Lake 61-0. Over to Class 1A, no surprise here, Colgan dominates its playoff opener. The 2-seeded Panthers win 62-16 over Horton. Now over to 8-man Division 2. Marmaton Valley trounces Hartford 76-12. The Wildcats move on to the next round. In a couple more 8-man Division 2 games, Colony Crest gets upset by Lebo 28-6 at home, and St. Paul loses to Burlingame 54-0 on the road. Missouri High School volleyball playoffs enter the sectional round yesterday evening. 3 of our local schools all tried to punch their tickets to the state quarterfinals. And Jasper goes on the road to Archie and wins 3-1. This is the Eagles' 33rd win of the season, but just the 3rd time all season anyone has won a set against them. Now Jasper will advance to their Class 1 quarterfinals on Saturday. Diamond not quite as fortunate. The Lady Wildcats' season comes to an end with a loss to undefeated Fairgrove in sectionals last night. And over in Class 3, Mount Vernon takes down Mountain Grove 3-1. The Lady Mountaineers move on to the Class 3 state quarterfinals this Saturday. Well, still to come, Wawa tumblers are being recalled due to the metal straws cutting consumers' mouths and hands. Plus, Lindsay gives us a check of the 7-day forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Well, taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh, so far it's a pretty good morning. We've got a light breeze, nothing really going on. And staying at the very high temperature, going to be but overall today it's going to be super nice, sunny skies. Temperatures getting up to the upper 60s, low 70s. Now we do have some rain chances in the forecast. Tomorrow we don't have any type of severe threat, but we do have rain showers starting early in the morning and continuing till the evening hours. And then Sunday we've got so far a low threat, but there is a little sliver, as you can see, that level 2 out of 5 risk is just outside of our area, so we do have the potential that I might shift a little bit further to the east. So we're going to keep an eye on that, but as of right now we've got a low severe threat, not anything too crazy. We're going to keep an eye on that. Now as we head through the day, temperatures, like I said, are going to drop down to about 41 degrees. Now mid-afternoon, temperatures getting up to upper 60s, low 70s. The northern counties a little bit cooler, so 66 in Nevada, 67 in Yates Center, 71 Parsons, 69, 70 out in Joplin, but warmer in the southern counties of Bella Vista, Veneta, Miami in the low 70s. Now we've got these upper level clouds that are going to push in, but really they're going to break up and we're going to have a nice evening. This is going to be after 8 p.m. tonight. And then as we head into Saturday morning, we do have more rain chances already kicking off. So more clouds are going to push in ahead of those rain showers. And then in the northwestern counties, Yates Center all the way to Parsons, getting some of those rain showers and thunderstorms. Again, Saturday is not going to be a severe threat, but we are going to get some scattered showers, some scattered thunderstorms. Those will continue to push in, though it's not really along any boundaries, so nothing really happens. That's why it's not as strong as what may come on Sunday and Monday. Then we break up for a little bit there in the middle of the night. However, as we head into Sunday morning, more showers push in south of I-44. So we've got these couple of days where we're going to see thunderstorms. Saturday, mostly just scattered showers. It's going to be a little bit cooler, low to mid to upper 60s. Sunday, upper 60s to low 70s, but we do have some thunderstorms moving in, so it's going to be a pretty rainy weekend. By the end of the weekend, we could be seeing quite a bit of rainfall, so rain continues all the way through Tuesday. We've got a cold front moving in Monday evening and into early Tuesday morning. After that completely clears out of our area, some areas getting up to, isolated areas, getting up to 7.5 inches. You can see out in Veneta, a little bit more rainfall. Most of us, though, are going to be seeing anywhere from 1.5 inches to about 5 inches of rain. And that's collectively over the entire weekend. You can see Joplin's about 5.5, Columbus 4.5, Pittsburgh 3.5. So we're not seeing a ton of collective rainfall. It's spread out over quite a few days, but we need as much rain as we can get. Now we have more chances of rain as we head into the week as well, Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday, which could drop some more rainfall. Cold front coming on Friday, so we're going to drop temperatures back down. And as you can see, most of the week, we're going to be kind of jumping around from mid 60s to low 60s, but we do have a couple warmer days. Other than that, it's going to be a fantastic week. Now, Sunday, it is set your clocks back, end of daylight saving time, so don't forget to get that extra hour of sleep. That's Look at Your Forecast. We'll be right back.
Topping Health Watch this morning. 60,000 tumblers are being recalled because of a safety hazard with metal straws. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the recall affects 24-ounce tumblers sold in August at Wawa convenience stores in 8 states and the District of Columbia. The CPSC says it received 4 reports of laceration injuries to mouths and hands. The multicolor tumblers with the Wawa logo were distributed by Halo branded solutions in Illinois. The company says consumers can contact them for instructions on how to exchange the metal straw for a silicone one. Customers can also return the tumbler for a full refund. Well, giving birth to triplets, quadruplets, or even more has become increasingly less common in the U.S. According to a report published Thursday by the CDC, the rate of births of multiples in the U.S. declined 62% between 1998 and 2023, and the largest declines in rates were seen among mothers 30 and older. Now, the CDC says guidance around the number of embryos transferred during IVF is likely to be the cause of the decline. Couples are more likely to have multiples in a single pregnancy when using assisted reproductive technology because these fertility treatments may involve transferring multiple embryos in the uterus in hopes of resulting in a pregnancy. Now, while the fall and winter months can be filled with special moments and lots of fun seasonal activities, they can also be a time of severe sadness and depression for those suffering from seasonal affective disorder. Psychologists warn symptoms typically begin around this time of year. Sean Landrell reports on the signs to look out for.
While many people are enjoying moderate fall temperatures, to quote Game of Thrones, winter is coming. And with the changing of the seasons comes a form of depression called seasonal affective disorder.
Major depressive disorder with a seasonal pattern is when someone experiences symptoms of depression that begin at a certain time of year. That is usually in the fall or winter, and then those symptoms remit or disappear usually in the spring.
Symptoms can start presenting themselves as the days get shorter. The end of daylight saving time, which is November 3rd, can be a major trigger for those impacted.
They tend to come out of the work for that first time on Monday, and it's suddenly dark, which was not the case the Friday before.
Psychology experts say these signs may indicate that you or someone you know may need help.
Someone can feel numb, emotionless, empty, most of the day, nearly every day. Activities that you once enjoyed no longer bring you pleasure.
Meanwhile, a person's gender and where they live may also increase their risks.
Women are 4 times more likely to experience this. Individuals who live in the Midwest, like Indiana, and in the northern states, who live in the New England states or Alaska, are also more likely to experience major depressive disorder with a seasonal pattern.
While a variety of treatments are available,
they include antidepressant medications, bright light therapy, and cognitive behavioral talk therapy. Try to get outside as much as possible.
Doctors recommend reporting worsening symptoms.
And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Well, we have a nice day ahead of us. Temperatures getting up to the upper 60s, low 70s right now. We're in the mid 40s, going to drop a couple degrees before we start to warm up. Other than that, it is going to be sunny and fantastic today ahead of more rain chances this weekend.
Right now at 5:30, guided tours in Fort Scott hope to shine some light on some scary history.
And after a fantastic day today, we do have more rain chances coming up this weekend.
Plus, hundreds of elementary school students in Southwest Missouri get to show off their Halloween spirit.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
Yes, and happy November. We're starting off the month strong. It's hard to believe. I mean, we are in the final stretch of 2024 already.
It feels like it's gone by so
really
fast.
has.
Like day to day, maybe a little slow,
Sure.
but we're in November, you know, like
crazy.
A couple weeks away from Thanksgiving, a month away,
Yeah.
a little bit more than a month away from Christmas, but I'm going to live in my bubble and
Who's
say
counting?
it's a month.
Yeah.
Right? There you go.
Well, I mean, it's
But
certainly finally starting to feel a little more like November
Definitely.
out there too, a little bit.
It is. I mean, even on the forecast, we're mellowing out about average, but today is going to be fantastic. We can go ahead and take a look outside. Temperatures starting off in the lower 40s. Now, we're about 44 in Joplin, 45 in Pittsburgh, though these temperatures are going to drop a couple more degrees before we start to warm up for the day, and we're really only getting up to the upper 60s and the low 70s across the region. We've got winds out of the east now. We had that cold front that came on Wednesday, so winds were out of the north on Thursday, but they're already starting to shift, and we're going to have southerly winds as we head into the weekend, which is going to be bringing in some rain showers all weekend long. We could see quite a bit of rain, but until then, temperatures 40 in Stockton, even 39 in Yates Center, so much cooler in the northern counties, a little bit warmer in the southern counties, 45 in Jay. Other than that, it's going to be fantastic today. We do have a chance for some patchy fog out there. Oswego, Welsh, Miami, a little bit in Oklahoma, Veneta, and Nowata. About 1/2 or 5 mile visibility, so not so bad, just on some back roads. Watch out for that. It's going to be about 7:45 in the morning. Clears out super quickly though, and then we're going to have a mostly sunny day today. No clouds until later on this afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, so it's going to be mostly sunny all day long, and we do have those chances of rain coming up. Temperatures today warming up to upper 50s by 11 a.m., low 60s by noon, then getting up to the upper 60s, low 70s. Now, those rain chances kick off early Saturday morning with some isolated showers, but then we're really going to spike as we head into Saturday night and into Sunday morning, where we're going to get some thunderstorms again. I'll have all those details coming up.
All right, see you soon. Well, telling scary stories is a Halloween tradition for many people, and the Fort Scott National Historic Site took part last night by hosting murder and mayhem at the fort. Guides in period wear told some of the darker but true stories from the fort's Civil War history. Now, from tragic accidents and murder between soldiers to the violence associated with Bleeding Kansas. Park staff say sometimes the scariest stories you can tell is the reality of history.
These are very important stories. They are not the ghost stories or dramatic stories, but the history of this part of the country was a scary time in the mid-1800s.
The tours were free and open to the public, and you can learn more about the future events at the historic site on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. I'll talk about getting into the Halloween spirit. Jay Olson has created an elaborate display in front of his house on East 6th Street in Baxter Springs for more than 30 years. Olson says he works throughout the year on decorations, and most of his displays are handmade.
Folks lined up from one side down the next, hay rides. The parents in this town, that there's a lot of people that have grown up through here and this has kind of been a tradition for them. So they'll come, and then when they got little ones that are too scared and it's after dark, they let us terrorize them in their own cars, right? They let us, play. I got a bunch of good parents. It's fun. The community's good, so it makes a lot of fun.
Olson says he always expects a lot of trick-or-treaters. Well, people in Pittsburgh got into the Halloween spirit yesterday morning at Mercy Hospital. Now, the Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual pumpkin decorating contest. The event was part of the Chamber's Chamber Coffee Group and was open to the public.
The creativity and the thought process that goes with it is crazy. We only have a few rules. You can't have electronics, and you have to use a pumpkin within your display. But the rest of it is anything that their minds will allow them to do.
There were 13 entries in yesterday's contest. And here's a look at some Halloween artwork by young artists in Pittsburgh. Now, more than 50 child artists were able to show off their spooky creations by participating in Pittsburgh's Halloween window painting contest. To see who won, plus a look at all the entries, you can visit Downtown Pittsburgh's Facebook page. And nothing says Halloween fun like hundreds of elementary school kids dressed in their holiday best costumes. Now, students from the Anderson Elementary School in Anderson, Missouri got to strut their stuff in a parade yesterday. Local businesses turned out to celebrate the kiddos in all their silly, spooky, and creative costumes by handing out candy.
This is just such a great time for our kiddos. There's not a worry in the world. They come to school in the morning with their costumes on, ready to go. They get to walk all the way down to the Treasure Town Hall and get bags full of candy and use their manners and see other adults dressed up and having just as much fun as they are.
About 600 students turned out for the parade. One Neosho, Missouri boy hopes his Halloween costume is a prediction. 7-year-old Wilder got decked out this year as the future Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl three-peat ring. Wilder's mom said it's not heavy, just styrofoam, a lot of rhinestones, and super glue, a lot of super glue. And the family planned to make the trip to see the 7-0 Chiefs play on Monday. When asked if Wilder would wear the costume to the game, his dad said, quote, "Oh yeah." And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Cleanup efforts began in Spain after deadly floods killed at least 95 people, with hundreds still missing. Plus, North Korea and Russia's alliance alarms nations around the world. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Topping World Watch. Well, it's a day of dual holidays yesterday. Not only was it Halloween, but millions of Indians were celebrating Diwali. In Mumbai, fireworks could be seen lighting up the night sky to mark the annual Hindu Festival of Lights, India's most important festival of the year, and for Hindus in particular. Now, the annual holiday is celebrated every year in late October or early November. This year, Diwali, a 5-day celebration that kicked off 3 days ago, coincides with Halloween. The festivities symbolize light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. Well, the cleanup effort is underway in Spain after massive floods killed at least 95 people. It was a scene of devastation across Valencia Thursday, with piled up cars and debris along the highways and railways. Rescue teams are searching flooded fields and stranded cars for many people who are still missing. Flash floods swept away bridges, roads, and rail tracks in the country's eastern and southern region the last 2 days. Meteorologists said a year's worth of rain had fallen in 8 hours in parts of Valencia on Tuesday. Many riverbanks also burst in one of the worst natural disasters to hit Spain in recent years. Well, North Korea test-fired a long-range ballistic missile that could one day threaten the United States. The missile flexing just days before the U.S. election, and it comes as thousands of North Korean troops are inching their way towards Ukraine to fight Putin's war. Rebecca Castor has the latest from Washington.
North Korean troops are given Russian uniforms and gear before being sent to the front lines in Ukraine. The U.S. and other allies are prepared for them to join the fighting soon.
One of the reasons that Russia is turning to these North Korean troops is that it's desperate.
The Defense Department estimates around 10,000 North Korean soldiers are in Russia. If they cross into Ukraine, the Pentagon says it will lift restrictions on Ukraine's use of American weapons to fire on North Korean forces.
Make no mistake, if these North Korean troops engage in combat or combat support operations against Ukraine, they would make themselves legitimate military targets.
The troop movements are just one of several escalatory moves recently made by North Korea. The state's media reported Kim Jong-un ordered a test launch of an intercontinental ballistic missile Wednesday night. It reportedly reached an altitude over 4,000 miles, meaning this type of long-range missile could reach the United States. It's the first launch of an ICBM since last December, and the timing just days before the U.S. election can't go unnoticed.
We call upon the DPRK to cease and desist.
The Pentagon says at this point there was no indication that Russia was involved in North Korea's missile launch.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh, we've got mostly clear skies this morning and light winds, not really much going on out there. Same at 7th and Rangeline. Now, temperatures are in the mid 40s, though we are going to warm up to upper 60s, low 70s. Outside of that, we're going to be clear today. We do have a few clouds moving in later on this evening, but it's not really a part of anything, just some upper level clouds. It's going to be a fantastic evening. However, as we head into the weekend, that's when things are going to start to ramp up. Tomorrow, we're going to have rain showers, not a severe threat. So you can see not even a low threat, just rain showers across the area and thunderstorms as we head into Saturday night. And then Sunday, we have a low threat for our western counties. However, likely that this is going to shift a little further east, so most of us will be in a low threat. And we're going to keep an eye on that. Sunday night is when we're expecting some of those stronger storms. Now, the temperatures are going to be pretty nice. We're still above average this time of year. We should be in the mid to lower 60s like we were yesterday, like we will be next week. But this weekend, we're going to warm up a little bit, upper 60s. Today, like I said, we're getting into the upper 60s, low 70s, and that's going to kind of stay like that for the weekend. About 68 degrees on Saturday, 69, 70 degrees on Sunday, but it's going to be mostly rainy all weekend. And then we have those thunderstorms on Sunday. So we're going to look at what we can expect as we walk through the day today. Temperatures cool down to about 41 degrees this morning. We've got those upper level clouds pushing in with our highs getting into those upper 60s, low 70s. Cooler in the northern counties, you can see mid to upper 60s, warmer in the southern counties, everyone's in the low 70s. Now, as we continue into the evening, this is about 8 p.m. now, most of us have those upper level clouds, but they break up. We're going to have a fantastic evening. Clouds start to push in ahead of some rain showers Saturday morning. And those rain showers are going to be pushing into our western counties. As you can see, Yates Center all the way down to Parsons getting some of those thunderstorms. This is going to be in the morning on Saturday to early afternoon. That's the timing that we're expecting, 11 to 1 p.m. And then they're going to continue to push in after that. And then mostly again, just in our western counties. So if you are east of Parsons, you're really not going to get any rain until later on Saturday evening, but we are going to see those clouds. Temperatures, again, upper 60s. Then those thunderstorms and showers continue to push in. Another round pushes in south of I-44. This is heading into Saturday night into Sunday morning. So another round of thunderstorms push in south of I-44, continues to move northeast. So this is where the rest of us are going to get those rain showers Saturday night. And after that, more thunderstorms, more rain showers kind of continue intermittently on Sunday. So this is now 1 p.m. on Sunday, more rain showers south of I-44. They're going to continue to push in. And then this is where we're going to see that actual low severe threat as it pushes into those western counties. As you can see, those are going to be some stronger storms. And again, a low and severe threat, but as these pass by, this is going to be that warm front that's pushing in ahead of the cold front we see on Monday. So as these push in, that's where we're going to see our bulk of rainfall accumulation on Monday morning and Monday night as well. It's going to be just north of I-44 as they continue to push across the northeast. And then we have another round of a cold front moving in Monday night. So we're going to see a ton of rainfall. Most of us about 1.5 to 5 inches cumulative over the entire weekend. But in some very isolated areas, we could get up to 7 inches of rain, as you can see out in Veneta. So we could be getting quite a bit of rain. We're still in a severe drought, so we need it. Now, Sunday is also the end of daylight savings time, so don't forget to set your clock back an hour. Outside of that, temperatures are going to be kind of back and forth between upper 60s, low 60s throughout the week, but we do have a ton of rain chances. Sunday and Monday are where we're seeing our stronger storms, so we're going to keep an eye on those, but that's a look at your forecast. We'll be right back.
A celeb lookalike contest gets a surprise visit from its A-list namesake, turning lots of heads that all look very similar. Jerry Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Watch a fleet of Timothée Chalamet lookalikes get upstaged by a surprise visit from the real thing. There was no shortage of Chalamets at this New York City lookalike contest where participants got their hair done up dapper and donned duds from Dune and Wonka whatnot in celebration of the lanky and swanky leading man. But just when the day couldn't get any more Chalamet, the real actor showed up and crashed his own lookalike contest. As the grade A Timothée made his way through the fray, stunned fan reactions ranged from Shala hey to Shala no way to Shala hooray! Eventually, the huge crowd was dispersed by police, but not before a winner was named Best Tim, somehow out-Timming the real Tim. But the celeb's surprise appearance did prove one thing: the actor starring in this year's Oscar bait, A Complete Unknown, is clearly anything but. And from a leading man dropping in to superheroes swinging by, as cape and cowl-clad window washers gave pediatric patients at this Houston hospital a thrill. According to KHOU, the spelunking superhero stunt has become an annual tradition at MD Anderson Cancer Hospital in an effort to bring joy to patients and their families during the holidays. Finally, to little leading lads and ladies playing dress-up in the NICU. Parents and caregivers at Ohio's Cleveland Clinic had themselves a Halloween hoot dressing up newborns in the hospital's neonatal intensive care unit. There was everything from a caterpillar to a football player, a cow, a zebra, a bride, and of course, a Tay-Tay, a baby. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
We'll be right back. Well, it's not just people that get scared by Halloween frights. Even horses get a little spooked. That's why these horses from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Mounted Unit in Colorado got some training to make Halloween night a little less frightful. Now, the horses spend several hours walking through smoke, listening to cackling, watching frightening movements, and even standing in the dark. The goal was to get the horses used to creepy situations they might encounter while on patrol on Halloween night. Once Halloween is over, it's time to celebrate the Day of the Dead. The deeply cherished Mexican holiday honors the memories of loved ones who have died. It's usually celebrated on November 1st and 2nd. The first is dedicated to remembering infants and babies, and the second to everyone else. Family members usually set up altars at the gravesides of their loved ones, and the site is normally decorated with marigolds, incense, and candles. Favorite foods and drinks of the dead are put on the altars to welcome back their souls.
Well, we have a fantastic day today. Temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s, sunny skies all day long. Now, we do have rain chances starting off early Saturday, scattered showers throughout the day on Saturday, scattered thunderstorms as we head into Sunday morning, and then thunderstorms return Sunday night into early Monday morning. So we've got a little bit of a low threat on Sunday night due to those storms, but the main threat will be on Monday as we have a cold front coming in later in the evening. Sunday is also the end of daylight savings time, so don't forget to set your clocks back and get that extra hour of sleep.